everyone. At the stake this morning, 17 new in the past 24 hours, 24 in 48, and 72 for the week. Yesterday's forecast, which I didn't publish, a min of 7, a mean of 10, and a max of 14. And remember last week when I went for the storm total forecast? Here it is for last Friday and Saturday mornings combined. A min of 18, a mean of 30, and a max of 43. The 2-day storm total observed? 40. More on this in a second. Here's the picker. Tomorrow, 8 new with a tight range of 6 to 9. That seems confident. After that, Friday morning looms with a tiny range. That looks promising and confident too, but here's the temps. Whoa, that kind of puts a damper on things, don't it? Here's a new way to present the wind forecast, focusing on the 12-hour periods between 4 a.m. and 4 p.m. and stepping out just 3 of those periods to T plus 36 or tomorrow afternoon. I think this is a more useful way of presenting the winds than my last way, but that's for you to decide in the comments. Feedback, people. Look at what's coming at us being the red dot. Here's how the model sees it over the next 6 days. Don't worry about the details, just note the number of storms and the direction from which they arrive. Persistent southwest flow eventually warms up, no matter how much cold air lies immediately to the southwest of us when it begins. At least that's what some guy said back in 2005 in a talk to the Blackcomb Ski Patrol. Have I really been at this that long? Yes, I have. Okay, so that's this week. Get your turns in early and hope the model is wrong. Have you noticed the Super Dave Ensemble has been under forecasting a lot lately? It seems that way to me, but I know enough to never trust my feelings about anything until I've systematically ground truthed them. My lived experience of weather and climate means nothing because I've spent so much of my career checking forecasts and perceptions against the observations. That's what weather forecasters do, and better than anyone, I'll wager, except maybe economists. That's why I'm just not impressed by words like unprecedented, to which the follow-up question is always unprecedented according to which start and end points in the weather and climate database. Here's a good way to think of it. In the weather game, what happens next is hypersensitive to what's happening right now. That's chaos theory in action. In the climate game, trends are hypersensitive to the start and end points, the period chosen. If you're motivated, you can prove any trend you want just by being choosy about the period of interest. But the most common deception is the simple failure to acknowledge the database itself is inadequate to prove trends. And somewhat surprisingly or not, climatologists are the worst offenders, to whom I can say only this. Oh my, that's a long way of saying I may need to tweak the Super Dave Ensemble based upon my lived experience. That it's suddenly acquired an under-forecasting bias. Here's the rest of the story.